Wow. This music is beautiful. What's up, people? My name is Shay, and welcome to The Space in Between. I'm playing this game for multiple reasons. One, it looks really beautiful, and obviously just being on this screen, I see that the art is gorgeous and the music is amazing, and it had good reviews for the story. But why I'm actually playing this game is because this is a game about the Asian American experience, and it's a love story. And it supposedly gives a view into what it's like growing up as an Asian American. Now, I myself am not Asian American. I'm mixed. I'm half African American, half Caucasian, and I'm very proud of that. And I grew up in an area where there were lots of Asian Americans, and a lot of them were my friends growing up. And I'm heartbroken to see what's going on in America right now. I don't have any words for it. The amount of atrocious behavior from Americans that has been seen in the past few weeks, it's honestly heartbreaking. And I wanted to just bring awareness. I know I don't have a lot of followers or anything like that, and maybe not a lot of people will see this, but I just want to play this game to have everyone experience with me what this Asian American experience can be like. And obviously it's a game and it doesn't give the full picture, but it's a good start, and I'll be linking Stop Asian American Pacific Islander Hate.org in the bio, so that you guys can go and participate in the things that they're doing as well, and to really give them some support. Okay, so that's what this is about, guys. I hope you enjoy it. It still should be a good experience. Just a warning, there is also some mental health talk in this as well. So if you're sensitive to that kind of thing, or you're going through some stuff, just have an awareness of that as well. But let's share this experience together, and let's stop Asian American hate. And June, what is the answer to problem 14? You have absolutely no idea what the professor is talking about. You had spent the previous night watching anime instead of doing your homework. Oh my gosh, me too. That was me I won't say that, but I did that a lot in high school. All of a sudden, you feel a kick from the side of your desk. It's 47, a voice whispers from your right. You see Miles. After class, you approach him. Thanks for that, you say. Glancing at his backpack, you see a family pin from your favorite band. You see a familiar pin from your favorite band. You listen to Fleet Foxes? Your first date with him is at... Oh. First date? Concert. Let's go to a concert. A week later, you two sit at the beach pier, listening to the street performers as the sky turns from a soft pink to black. Will you be my girlfriend? A week later... for the sake of this, sure, yeah. You two bond over your shared taste in obscure video games. He likes Night in the Woods, The Beginner's Guide, Florence. The only question I have now is, when is the wedding? Same! This Miles, you're perfect. As the weeks go on, you discover that he is endearingly awkward, sincere, and nurturing. You like how easily your conversations flow. A constant stream of stories, surprising vulnerability, and recommendation sharing. He may not have been your best friend, but he is the most special one. Because here is this guy who notices the way you can't help yourself when you get excited, who holds you when you need it the most. You didn't realize that there was still romance in the world left for you, but here it is, big and glowing and full. You decide to celebrate by having a solo dance party in your room, baking every baked good you could possibly think of. Okay, I would do this one. I love baking. And so you make mediocre banana bread. Yep, that's me too. But the joy is in the refining, and so you keep trying. Your friends don't even need to ask why you're smiling so much. He takes you to the lookout spot next to his suburban house, and you slow dance to Hannah Hunt by Vampire Weekend, Golden Hour by Casey Musgraves. I don't know either of these songs, but this sounds like a song I would like. I'll go look at them later, I swear. Our days were long, our nights no longer. Count the seconds, watching the hours. And suddenly you understand why heartbreak and sorrow must happen. To have this joy shine so brightly, you see his neighborhood lights reflect in his eyes, and you dare to take his hand. You are now 5 months into your relationship. Okay. Oh. Oh my gosh, this art is beautiful. Oh. Sorry, I love gorgeous art. Oh my gosh, and this art is gorgeous. Sorry, wow, okay. I can't believe you're driving us 2 hours just to go stargazing. I officially won the boyfriend lottery. I like driving. Plus it'll be nice with just us two. Blah, 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 blah. Can't talk. My sense of direction is kind of questionable. We need to pick a good long drive playlist. Yeah. The lookout spot will be pretty. Okay, cool. Ignore what I said. It's also in the middle of the woods. If a bear tries to eat us, you're fighting it, and I'm running for help. Glad to know you're committed to our safety. I'm very committed. I'm the one devising the plan in case a bear mauls us. I bet I'm a faster runner than you. I got it. I distract the bear by seducing it, and then you can run into the bear and knock it over. Then we both run away. Yeah. I don't think the bear will be easily seduced. What, you're saying I'm not pretty enough for the bear? You're telling me, your own girlfriend, that she's uglier than a bear? That's not what I said. Yes, but that was what you meant. I tell you you're pretty all the time. Oh, I didn't know. What? You want to break up with me, but you don't know how to break the news, so you're going to let me die instead. Neither of us are dying today. We have not died. Yet. What if it's a male bear? Are you gonna seduce it then? We should not assume the bear's sexuality. Let's Google, can bears be gay? I told you! What does it say? Bears can totally be gay. Fine, if the bear comes, I'll attack and you run. I'm glad we could agree on the plan. I too am thrilled. Miles seems like a good guy. Nice and funny. June as well. June's cool. I don't think I've been here since I was a kid. I didn't realize how beautiful it is here. I'm so used to the city. Yeah, there's no one here. Let's set up a blanket and lie down. Continue. Oh, the art is so pretty! Do you know any constellations? No, I wish I did. I always thought they were boring, so I made my own. What do you mean? I would create random shapes from the stars and then come up with my own backstory, either a random one I thought of or something from my life. That's so wholesome. My mom said I was an imaginative kid. We could do that now. That's okay. It was a stupid idea. No, I want to. Here, let me start. You are now stargazing with Miles. To form a constellation, click and drag between pairs of stars until all edges of the constellation are visible. To find more constellations, move the mouse to the edge of the screen and scroll across the night sky. Completing constellations will unlock more constellations. Have fun! Okay. Oh, I'm doing it now. Oh. Oh, there's so much. Is there a specific order these go in? Oh no. Okay. Oh. Okay, here. Good. What's this one? It's a camera! I didn't see a camera. I was thinking, what if pictures could do more than just show how something looked? Let's say if you took a picture of a landscape, you could also smell the fresh air there. You could feel the ground, you could feel the ground. You could basically feel like you were there. That's just a bigger incentive for me to not leave my house. Yeah, if that was possible, I wouldn't go anywhere. You could use it that way. You could be on a call with your friend, look at a picture of Paris, all while being in your PJs. Photojournalism would be on a whole new level. That would be pretty cool, in all honesty. People who are in long-distance relationships would love this. Do you think you could do one? A long-distance relationship? I think I could. Yeah, I think I could. I need to be optimistic about something in my life, and it's obviously not my career perspectives. Wow. Seriously? What? It's better than having nothing. I think I could. I would have to have a date to look forward to that I would see my partner. You know, about your camera idea, I think it'd be interesting if we could do that with pictures of ourselves at different points in our lives. We could see how far we've come. Your therapist would love that. She would, but I'm not sure I would. Why not? You're so much happier than you used to be. Are we getting into Miles's backstory? Yeah, but before that period, I was also happier. So it would be this disappointment that I let myself get so sad, and then some joy from seeing my improvement. That's the ebb and flow of life. Then I wish my life would stop ebbing so much. If we could put a barrier to be like, I'm only allowed to be this disappointed in myself, then that would be great. You have nothing to seriously be disappointed in yourself for. Oh, trust me, there's some deep-rooted regret within myself. Relatable. Do you think that's why we're dating? Because we both deal with things way beyond our mental capacity? Yeah. Probably. Oh. That's kind of sad. I'm not saying that it's not a good thing to be in a relationship if you're not emotionally ready or anything like that, but that shouldn't be why you're in a relationship, you know? I see White Rabbit candy or Yakult. Oh my gosh, I love both of those things. Oh man. I like White Rabbit candy more. Yes. What's that? It's a Chinese milk candy. My parents used to buy it for my friends and me to eat when I was younger. A rabbit is on the package of each piece. Y'all, if you haven't had White Rabbit candy, it's so good. I've never seen you eat one. Maybe it's time to change that. I'm down to try one. I haven't had one for years because of my mom. There's so many things I disregard because they remind me of her. But I don't want my relationship with her to change the things I love. I don't think there's a right or wrong way to mourn someone who isn't in your life anymore. You make her sound like she's dead. Oh. 你好，我叫... Hello, my name is... Sorry, I used to study Mandarin. I don't know if you guys knew that. But hey, look at me flex my Mandarin. Ha ha ha. You know, there was this one time our Chinese school teacher was sick, so my mom was our substitute. Everyone loved her. She told stories during class, and she made learning Chinese entertaining. I was so proud. Everyone told me they wanted my mom back. Why do you think she changed so much? That's a complex question I'm still trying to figure out the answer to. Honestly, it's probably best that you don't know. Not to be harsh, but I don't think the answer's pretty. Knowing wouldn't change anything. She's probably going through her own issues, or something. God has favorites, and I'm definitely not one of them. I don't think that's how religion works. It's not. To be fair, none of us know God, even if he's even out there. I think every religious person would disagree with you. I do. Look, God, hear me out. You're really addressing God right now? Thank God. I know we have our differences, but I gotta say, you gave me a pretty hot boyfriend. You did give me really big parents and a questionable fashion sense, but you did well in the whole love life department. June. You can be kind of annoying sometimes, but God, please don't listen to her. And with that, I gotta say, amen. Amen to that. What's next? Circle. Boop, boop. I see A record, a CD. Y'all, I'm not old enough for records, so we're gonna go with a CD. I used to make mixed CDs for people when I was younger. I remember those days. That's cute. It was inspired by my mom. She used to give them to me when I was younger. You never really talked about her a lot until today. It's weird to acknowledge that things were ever good about us. A lot of the time when I'm actually talking to people who don't know the situation between us, I act like we're good. My mom does this too, or my mom would hate that. I don't ever forget the truth, but sometimes it's easier to pretend I'm fine. Tell me about these CDs. My mom loved to watch Chinese dramas with my grandma. They'd do it almost every night growing up. For my 8th birthday, she gave me a CD with the theme songs to the dramas and her own personal favorite songs out there. I didn't know you two ever shared a good moment. Certainly doesn't feel like it now. Now all I have left of that memory is a legacy of giving CDs to boys who didn't like me back. Oof. Oof. Were they aware it was a confession of love? Oh, the art. Ugh. If you show up to class and see an unprompted CD on your desk with the words 4 miles, I'm sure you can take a guess. I would be too oblivious to realize. I never got a boyfriend from those mixed CDs, or really for any reason early on in high school, so either they shared your ignorance or I was a really ugly kid. I saw a picture of you then. You were cute. Tell it to every boy at my high school and middle school. Maybe they were shy. I had this huge crush on this guy in middle school. He asked me out and I said no, not because I didn't want to go out with him, but because I knew the only way a guy I liked would ask me out is if it were a dare. That day, I confirmed my intuition. Devastation. Oh, that's sad. Man, first of all, I don't think anyone should be dating in middle school. If you're not ready for like a committed relationship, if you are not ready to be like married, why are you dating? Like you can't provide for whoever you're dating for. You can't like take care of them properly. Like no one should be dating in middle school, in my opinion. But I remember there was this kid in my Chinese class who I really had a crush on in middle school, and it was so cringy and so embarrassing, and I'm having flashbacks, and I'm gonna stop talking now. I don't know if you've considered this, but maybe he said it was a dare because he said no. I looked like a thumb. Maybe he's telling a separate story about how his insecurities started in middle school when he was rejected. Not even a thumb, a toe. Maybe he was into that. I hope not. Do you see yourself in your mom? Of course I do. All the damn time. What do you guys have in common? We're both loud, although in different ways. She's more of an angry loud. We both like the song Hotel California. We usually hate the same people. Does that scare you? My mom is a deeply unhappy person, so yeah, I can't end up like her. Do you hate yourself? God, what kind of question is that? I don't know. Maybe I am my mom. I don't think you are. Then what makes us different? Your capacity to accept others, no matter how many times you've been hurt. You give every person a fair chance. I never know what new thing you're going to try. Your mom is stuck in her old habits. That's something about you to love. I guess I don't see what's good about myself. Then I'll be here to remind you, okay? I mean, this is cute. This is cute. Only thing is it feels very, I don't know. I guess I'm not. Whoops. I see the pond at Boston Commons. Pond at Boston's Commons. I've never been there before. It's the super pretty park that's right next to downtown. I used to go there a lot when I lived there. I wish there was a spot like that where I lived. It was just playgrounds, which no one really wanted to hang out at. What's so special about the Commons? Oh, look at you! So cute! I'd go there at night when no one was there. There was a quiet, calming atmosphere when there wasn't anyone. Sitting at the benches, looking at the sunset reflecting in the pond, it just felt like home. I totally get that. I hang out by myself a lot, like sunset, nighttime. There's something really cool about just like waiting for night to come. I enjoy it. Oops. The night before we left for college, my friend and I went to the Commons. We stayed up until 4 a.m. talking about what we would be like in college, and we all promised to keep in touch with each other. But then everything happened, and I haven't talked to any of them in so long. I feel like they've all moved on with their lives. It's never too late to reach out. They probably wonder where you are. That's true. If you have friends, reach out to them. Yeah, but I kind of ghosted them when I took a quarter off. I ghosted everyone. I'm sure they'd understand if you explained. But it wasn't like we naturally drifted apart. Yeah, but you never know if one day you can't... you never know if one day you can't say sorry. I was listening to this news story about this phone booth in Japan that doesn't work. A lot of Japanese people died in the 2011 earthquake, and people started going to this phone booth to talk to the dead. Anyway, someone put a microphone in there with permission, and NPR did this whole piece about the phone booth. I don't like to think about grief like that. I was listening to the recordings, and it was painful to hear even as a bystander. After that, I realized it's never too late to reconnect. The fragility of human life is terrifying. I guess you're right. I'll keep thinking I'll do it, but then I put it off. You need to give yourself the chance to be forgiven. But that doesn't mean I have to forgive. But doesn't that mean I have to forgive myself first? Oh, man. That's hard. Yeah, I went through a period where I went through some crazy life changes, and I ended up not talking to my friends for years. And you have to make that choice to reconnect if you want to. If people are toxic and not good for your life, then don't invite that back in. But also don't be scared to reconnect with people, because most people just want to know you're okay. I see a peach. Why a peach? I always ate them growing up. When I was younger, my mom and I used to go on walks in our neighborhood. She'd steal peaches off the neighbor's tree. It's a Chinese family thing. I feel like we all grew up watching our parents steal fruit. Sorry. Isn't that illegal? Maybe, probably. I never heard of that. Trust me, it's a thing. Well, when I went to my Asian friends' houses, their parents would offer me stolen fruits as a peace offering. Then they would ask me what I'm studying, if I have a boyfriend, and whether I have post-grad plans. The standard questions of visiting an Asian household. So the whole do you have a boyfriend-girlfriend thing is universal. I think all parents secretly worry that their kid isn't going to find someone. Whenever someone asks me that, I'm like, I already worried enough about my internal symptom. Ha! Me. Have you ever actually said that? My mom's friend once asked if I had a boyfriend, and I was like, I'm trying my absolute best, don't you worry. Oh my god. Seriously, they ask us if boys are pursuing us left and right, but it's more like we're hustling to find a man. Then what happens if you find a boyfriend? They secretly gossip to my friends about whether he's a man of quality. It's never good. There's so many specific parts of Asian American culture that we just automatically understand, like the whole fruit tree thing and dating. I was talking to Rebecca the other day about growing up as an Asian kid, and she was like, I was so embarrassed of what our food smelled like at lunch. I realized that was also me. People made fun of me because they said it smelled weird. I guess I never realized that other Asian kids went through the same thing. What Asian food smells weird? The only thing I can think of is like a durian, but man, I walk through the village I live in Hong Kong, by the way. I walk through the village, and during lunchtime, it is the best smelling thing ever. Literally every house I pass by, I just want to knock on the door, and I'm like, hi, can you adopt me? Can I eat lunch with you? Haha. People made fun. And you all relate on this? Yeah, it's like being bullied about lunch is universally Asian. It's sad. I never even noticed that people made digs at Asian people for that. Yeah, people made math and rice jokes, but I didn't realize that it was as intense as that. None of it was overt, I hate Asian people, but it was the subtle comments that slowly chipped away at my identity. Yeah. Again, I'm not Asian American. But being mixed and being African American, I experienced things like that too. I never hated being black, but I definitely associated like people's offhand comments and things, and they did chip away at my identity, I guess. So I can get this one a lot. For me, I feel some sort of connection to being American. It's more something I go through the motions of. It's not like I hear some guy's life story and think, that's me. Like the thing I literally just did. I was talking about it to my friend, and it's like, we don't want to be known as just Asian, but everything we do is influenced by our Asianness. That's what a lot of people miss. Alright, what's next? Oh, beautiful. I see a sunrise. That would be a perfect constellation. Specifically the sunrise on our second date. Really? Yeah. That's really wholesome. That date changed what I thought previously about love and relationships. I never thought I'd find someone who got me instantly. That was legit me before I met you. Whoops, I skipped. I don't know what that said. It's fine. I don't know if you remember, but we were taking turns making assumptions about each other, and you were like, a lot of people may not notice it, but you're actually quite thoughtful. I didn't think that anyone noticed the effort I put in. You remembered the things I said months ago. When you hear a good song, you tell me it reminds you of me. Of course I think you're thoughtful. When you said that, it wasn't just a nice comment. I felt like I was seen. I didn't want to just see you. I wanted to see you as you are. I never really thought people cared enough to try. I barely made any friends my first year of college, and I basically lost all of them the next semester when I took time off school for my depression. I was stuck in my hometown for a while. All of my high school friends were somewhere else for college, which basically just made it worse. That must have been difficult. A lot of my friends didn't get it, because they knew me as this happy person, and everyone moved on from me when I stopped putting in the effort. It was barely better than the time I took off. I bet they didn't know what to say once they realized you'd changed. So then when I met you, and you kept talking to me even though I was pretty awkward, I felt like I'd finally had someone. I didn't realize I had that impact on your life. Aww, cute. I've tried to fit in a lot. I joined the school newspaper. I tried to talk to people in class, but I never felt like I belonged. They all just tolerated me, but you made an effort to see me for who I am. I kind of had this thing. It's called a crush on you. Well, you came into my life right when I needed it the most. It's funny you say that because I feel like meeting you was the universe's way of being like, here's something your way for all the shit you've been put through. When we first met, I figured you'd found me annoying. I was way more preoccupied by thinking I was annoying you. We should have just been honest with each other. I was too much of a wuss to be with you, to be honest. Yeah, you really were. Hey! I'll take what I can get. I'm glad they found each other and that it helped. Yeah. Oh, what's this? Oh. I see Joshua Tree. Oh, interesting. Don't even remind me. Come on. I don't want to speak of the events at Joshua Tree. I swear it wasn't that bad. Look, I don't think that seeing your girlfriend cry needs to happen after a certain number of dates, but I feel like on your third was definitely too early. I blame you. You're the one who said Lady Bird was your favorite film. You're the one who brought it. I haven't seen that movie. Is it a good movie? I didn't realize it was gonna make you cry. Well, you suggested 2 movies, either Lady Bird or that random sci-fi film. How is Star Wars a random sci-fi film? Okay. I don't like Star Wars. Sorry, all you Star Wars fans. I'm on June's side with this one. Anyway, I wasn't particularly in the mood, but I also didn't want to sound unappreciative and reject your thoughtfulness, so we watched it. If you said something, I wouldn't have been offended. I'm pretty touched that I mentioned liking Lady Bird and you remembered to bring it. I didn't want to be exposed for never seeing Star Wars. I thought it was sweet that you were comfortable enough around me to cry. My sorrow was not sweet. I don't think that crying is embarrassing. I don't either, but I had shared my life trauma with you before you knew my last name. Not to mention, you were stone cold the entire film. In your defense, the movie is about a relationship, the relationship between the main character and her mom, and it was sort of related to your life. I should have pretended to watch the movie, but actually stared off into the distance to prevent the waterworks. That's absurd. We were at Joshua Tree. Why did you bring a movie there of all places? I figured maybe we'd have some downtime if we were tired of hiking. Should have brought a board game instead. I don't know any. We could have filled the free time with our amazing conversation, June. I'm just saying that I will never live this down. On my deathbed, I will look back on my life and be like, oh, remember the time you cried? Not just a single tear or two, but sobbed on your third date with Miles? I will remember. I think that's a bit dramatic. What's dramatic is sobbing during a movie where you're trying to impress the guy. My cool girl disguise was gone by the 15-minute mark. That movie wasn't even sad at 15 minutes. I have the ability to think about Lady Bird and get emotional on the spot. Okay, I can do that with other things too. Like, if you get me started on, like, I don't know, Death Note, I can think about Death Note and immediately get very upset. You see yourself in the movie. That's an emotional thing. My whole thought process with that movie is absurd. Then what was it? The reason I cried so much at Lady Bird isn't just that I see so much of my mom and her mom. It's because they're able to reconcile at the end while I'm not able to. Aw, June. That's a perfectly valid reason to cry. All of these books and movies where if you just wait around long enough, they'll come by. But this is my real life. One that can't be wrapped in a nice, succinct ending. I don't know the situation between June and her mom, but I feel like there's no relationship. Well, there are very few relationships that are unsalvageable. You know? I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, there's definitely some pretty messed up family relationships, but I do believe in reconciliation, you know? And the hope that with enough persistent effort and trying on both sides, that relationships can be mended. But I don't know what's going on with her. There's this moment when Lady Bird goes, "I wish that you liked me." Her mom replies, "Of course I love you." But then she's like, "But do you like me?" And honest to God, I don't know whether I would ask the question with like or love, because I don't think I'm ready to hear the answer to either. June, you shouldn't be ashamed of any of that. You know, at my high school graduation, my mom got mad at me for wanting to take pictures with my friends. She was grumpy the entire night, yelled at all of us during dinner, then straight up refused to speak to me. And it was like, I know high school graduation is stupid and meaningless, but it's like I wanted to have one day where I could feel like a normal kid with normal parents. And you know how Lady Bird ends? Wanting your parents to be proud of you is human. There was this one time I went to my friend Cindy's house. Her sister let me borrow her clothes, and they helped do my makeup. Her parents saw us dressing up and ordered us sandwiches, and we all watched a movie together. They were like, "We do this every Friday," and it was like, why can't my family do something that simple without screaming at each other's throats? Why can't they let me pretend that everything's okay? I'm never going to understand the nuances between you and your mom, but feeling frustrated over your relationship with her is normal. I don't know anyone who wouldn't be frustrated. I guess I wanted to have something completely separate from my mom, where I didn't have to talk about her because I know it confuses people, and I didn't want to deal with feeling misunderstood by more people. Oh, June, I'm sorry you're going through this. Thanks for listening. Always. Family's complicated. Family is very complicated. I see a tea bag. I love tea. Why is that? Asian people make tea by putting in the leaves alone. Growing up, I didn't even know that tea bags existed. My Lao Lao never gave me white people tea. Is Lao Lao Chinese for grandmother? Yeah, we used to drink tea on the weekends as she gossiped about the Chinese boys in our carpool group. Oh, that's cute. She was friends with the other Asian grandmas in my area, so she'd tell me the insider tea about their lives. Get out. Just leave. I know, I'm hilarious. Uh-huh. Even though my grandmother spent most of her life in China and worked in physics, she was actually okay with the fact that I like to write. You know, because Asian parents expect you to be in STEM. Oh man, yeah. That's good. She once told me, all right, look at that Mandarin that I should be able to read. She once told me this thing that I cannot fully understand. It means you want to know why you will write great stories. It's because you see the world differently. Oh, I bet I could figure that. I'm not gonna do it, it's fine. Oh, that's adorable. She grew up being taught traditional Chinese ideals, meaning you're expected to adhere to social order. Maybe the changing generation shifted her perspective. She's really accepting of the newer generation. She actually vocalizes how she's feeling. What? What I mean is that Chinese people never express their feelings or love directly. It's always like, you know your mom is thinking of you because she brings you sliced fruit to your room. But my grandmother does that and also says it to me. What does that even mean? You know, like when I'm studying, my grandma will drop off apples to my room so I have a snack. That's I love you in Asian terms. They should change the definition of I know that one, in Chinese dictionary so that it means bringing produce to your door. That's so sweet. What does she think of your mom? She pretends our distance doesn't exist. There's this quote that says, the opposite of love isn't hate, it's indifference. I think instead it should be the opposite of hate is indifference. Because that's how my grandmother fights hate. You don't think your mom hates you, does she? If there's a word for my mom loves me out of social obligation, but also despises the very air I breathe, that's it. Man. Do you think the opposite of love is hate? The opposite of love is still hate. I think where philosophers had it wrong is that apathy is how certain people show their hate. Well, love and hate are having strong feelings about something. Indifference is the opposite. Everyone has loved and hated something at the same time. There's no indifference. No one's indifferent and in love. My parents are indifferent to each other and in love. Again, for the millionth time, I am not Asian. I do see this kind of thing that they're talking about like a lot, just working with a lot of Asian kids and seeing it, living in the culture, you know? I see it, and I kind of see where she's coming from. It's hard. There is no perfect parent. I'm not justifying June's mom in any way, but there's no such thing as a perfect parent. I see I kind of want to know this story, so I see a volcano. My friend Catherine used to call me a volcano girl. Honestly, I can see that. She says it's because I have a fiery personality. That is a spot-on description of you. I feel like that's the nice interpretation of obnoxious or loud. You call yourself annoying, but no one thinks that. It's just you. Honestly, I annoy myself. That's me. I do that. There isn't a single objectively annoying trait about you. Well, you might be being too nice here. Not that she's annoying, but just people aren't perfect. You don't suddenly become perfect when you're in a relationship. Just saying. I get too loud when I'm excited. I overshare, and I'm not good at anything I like to do. I do feel these things though. I get it. If I talked about myself that way in front of you, you'd stop me immediately. Guess I also love to hate myself. Everyone has imperfect parts of themselves, but you love to dwell on them. It's because whenever I see cool girls who have their shit together, who have this effortless glow, I see them as versions of myself that I could never be. If I'm constantly in this cycle of self-comparison, I never see myself as I am. It's true. I used to be like you. When I took time off school, I saw everyone advancing themselves in college, making friends, being happy. Those all felt unattainable to me at the time. Once that thought loop becomes obsessive, you lose yourself. I don't know how to stop thinking this way. This is probably how my mom is too, except I take it out on myself and she takes it out on me. You don't have to be like your mom. This whole thing is stupid. I feel dumb for being sad. I don't think it's dumb to have feelings. It's dumb to have unnecessarily sad feelings. That came out wrong. If it were dumb to be really sad, then I would flunk out of life. I didn't mean that. I mean, I sort of do, but only for myself, not at you. I should stop talking. I'm sorry. June, it's fine. I know what you mean. Okay, because I really care about you and I don't ever want you to feel like I'm dismissing your past. I just wanted you to see that everything you say about yourself is untrue. Yeah, I guess you're right. Depression sucks. Mental illness in general sucks, and it needs to be taken more seriously. Is this a book? I think I can already tell that it's a book. Haha, got it. I see my journal because it was the only thing that brought me comfort when I took time off school, and I think it deserves its own constellation. You don't strike me as a journal person. My therapist makes me write in one. If it's that important to you, then I think it deserves a constellation too. It's been almost a year since I took a semester off. I've been thinking a lot about that time in my life. What have you noticed? I realized how much better my life would be if I hadn't been depressed those 2 years. You only took a semester off, though. My lost time doesn't just include when I took time off school. It was the entire duration of my depression. Yeah, that makes sense. I realized how much better I would be off now if I spent those 2 years I wasn't at college productively. I wasn't the type of person that anyone wanted to be friends with. I had all these goals that I had put on hold. Now that I'm finally getting better, I could have done so much more. You can't control that you had depression, so it isn't your fault. Yeah, that's not your fault, dude. Right, no one told me that I could never make friends or make progress on my dreams. I did it to myself. Obviously not intentionally, but it still happened. You're doing great things now, though. You're back at school, you have me and so many other people. Yeah, but if I didn't waste those 2 years, my life could be so much better. I think the important part is that you picked yourself up. People spend decades confused. You know exactly what you want in life, which is already more than most people our age. I've always known the execution has been the difficult part. Knowing is difficult in and of itself. I wanted to be seen for my accomplishments. The validation would have made me happy, but I had to stop being depressed and do something first. You should give yourself more credit. It takes so much courage to allow yourself to heal. Yeah, I'm sorry, But I knew that it was a reason people didn't want to be my friend. I carried the negative emotions with me everywhere. It was difficult to be around. Earlier this year, I went into a guy I met at our college's newspaper. We talked in the semester before I dropped everything. When he saw me again this year, he was like, "I'm so glad that you're in a good place in your life now, because back then you were terrible to be around." Well, he didn't have to say that. That's the reason it really affected me. But the reason it really affected me was that he was completely right. I tried to make friends and it never panned out because I wasn't likable. I couldn't help that I was depressed. I know, but he shouldn't have said that. You never know what other people are going through. Everyone knew and loved him. He was where I wanted to be. But just because people like him doesn't mean that he said the right thing. I saw all of those people who were smart and sociable, and I wanted to be them more than anything. I didn't care if they were boring, they were happy, and that was everything to me. Lost want happiness. These are all the quickest ways to learn about the world. So I've learned. When I think about my friends, I'm always envious of their lives. They don't have to go through mental gymnastics just to get by. But I think that when it comes to the small moments of joy, we feel them stronger than anyone else. But they're the ones who get ahead in life. That doesn't mean happiness. They seem happy to me. I recently met this guy in my class, I realized that we did the same type of art, so I looked up to him. I saw his profile and realized that he was the real deal. While I was back at home, he was refining his style. You could do that. You're already off to the right start. I don't know though. If I could ever reach that level, I don't know if my best will ever be enough. And now I have all of this lost time. I don't know why I'm relating so hard to this. I mean, anyone who's an artist can already know that what he's speaking is truth. This is probably from the actual developers' like own thoughts, you know? And obviously they're an artist. And they're very talented artists. But you always regret the time that you feel like was wasted because you know it could have been used to develop what you love, to become better. But the truth of the matter is you're never gonna be happy. You're never gonna be satisfied with yourself. And that sounds bad, but it's like true. Like as long as you're comparing yourself to other people, you're never gonna be satisfied with what you do. And the secret to it is just learn to love the process. Learn to love what you do. You needed that time to be where you are at now. If you never went through self-reflection or took time off school, you'd still be where you were a year ago. Yeah, that's true. I guess I'm frustrated that I'm not someone else then. If you really think about it, we're these fleshy bodies trying to make sense of the world around us. There isn't one right way to be a blob of muscle and fat. How poetic, June. I mean, really, comparing one fat blob to another, it's pretty funny if you think about it. At least, that's what I tell myself to help me sleep. Then what happens if one fat blob likes the other? I know this is your attempt to be romantic, but I'm not feeling it. Can't say I didn't try. I get what you're trying to say about comparing yourself. I could be the best version of myself starting from now, and I still don't know if that's enough. For that to happen, I need to advocate for myself the way you do. If anything, I need your patience. Are you thinking, what am I thinking? We should combine ourselves to form the perfect person, learn from each other. Oh, this is awkward. I would love it if we could talk to people more. And I would love it if I didn't blabber so much. And I would love it if you were a cute artist boy. We would make a great person. Agreed. They're so silly. Where am I? There we go. Okay, what's this one? A balloon. Is it a balloon? Oh, lamppost, sure. I see my neighborhood streetlight. What's that? When I was about to go off to college, I'd lie under the streetlights with my friends and we'd talk about life. I spent my whole life wanting to see more city, more people, outside of my bubble. But once I left, I realized that there was actually so much life already in my hometown, as suburby as it is. You always call it boring. That's the point, really. You can't go out, so you lie under the streetlights and talk about life and why you're scared of the future and all that. Well, there's nothing to do. You may as well share your deepest hopes and dreams. I'd like to think a great scholar once said that. Who would this great scholar be? Me. I said this. Well, scholar or not, I think you're right. A lot of my secrets were shared under a streetlight at night. The stars hold all our secrets. That's pretty intimidating. The amount of times I've shared my secrets because it was late at night and I was in my feels is embarrassing. Then the next morning I'm like, mistakes were made. I do this all the time! Oh my gosh. There was a friend that I had, I met last year and we got really, really close and he and I would go on walks and stuff like that. And then we would talk about things so late at night and so many things would be shared. And then in the morning we'd be like, that's fine. It's good. Have yourself some friends like that. It's nice. I know the feeling. There's this one time I liked this guy and we were messaging late at night. I just started sharing my entire life story because I was like, he's going to get all my life trauma and fall in love with me. But then he ended up ghosting me. You share your life story at all times of the day. Yeah, but I think this was because I was exhausted. I convinced myself that we were soulmates and he was like destined to like me. That's a lot of hope to have. Yeah, but I hold out on things that aren't meant to be. Duly noted. No, but like, I think we all want to be loved so badly that sometimes we show parts of ourselves we regret. Yeah. I have the opposite problem. I don't show enough of myself because I'm scared of what's going to happen next. Yeah. That's very you. After what happened last year, I honestly didn't know if I could be in a relationship. When we first started dating, I was admittedly kind of scared about it because I'm used to guys dating me and then having it go nowhere. So when you were straight up told me about your mental health, I didn't know what to do. I didn't think it would be fair to you not to say anything. Yeah, I'm just happy you were in a good enough place in your life to take that chance. I am too. This is definitely not the type of game I usually play. I don't have the attention span usually for this, but I find myself, can I zoom out at all? I don't know where anything is and I am lost. Here we go. I see a paper lantern. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. Chinese New Year. Like the ones in Chinatown? I used to go to the Lantern Festival there every year. When I was still in Chinese school, they'd make us do dances. One year, I was a lily pad. That's adorable. You did so many things as a kid. Yeah, but none of them stuck. I'm not doing cultural dances anymore, really anything from back then. I've never heard you talk about the Lantern Festival before. It's because I stopped going. Too old now? My mom still goes, and you know, it'd be weird if she saw me. My friends still go, though. Your friends know what's going on with your mom, right? I think they'd pretend not to notice. I could imagine friends like... Well, I don't know. Real friends would probably ask. I'm sure they don't want to make you feel awkward. I appreciate them for it because I can at least experience the nice parts of being Asian. Like what? Seeing a Chinese person at a party and immediately feeling at ease. It's the unspoken bond of meeting someone, sharing no words, but understanding their upbringing entirely. Yeah, I get that too. I understand that. I've never had that feeling before. There was this one time in 6th grade where I was at a sleepover with the girls. We all started doing one girl's makeup and she looked gorgeous. Everyone called her beautiful. But then when it came to doing my makeup, they made me into a literal raccoon. It wasn't on purpose, but Asian eye shapes aren't the traditional Western beauty standards, so no one understood how to do my makeup. So while my friend was complimented by everyone in the group, I was a clown. I'm sure that they were trying their best. They were, but whenever I tell this story, my Chinese friends all know exactly what I'm talking about with my eye shape and the whole feeling ugly because you're Asian. Everyone else thinks that it's a story about me being an insecure kid, but no, it's me being an insecure kid because I'm Asian. I don't know why anyone would think Asian people are ugly. Yeah, for real. Have you seen Asian people? They're gorgeous. Growing up, a lot of that is faded, but I remember being young and having this guy confide in me that he liked my friend being like, she's pretty for an Asian. Oh my gosh, do people actually? I truly don't understand why anyone would voice that opinion, especially to you. I used to wish I was white. Sometimes I can't tell if I still want that. Jin, the moment you talk about being Asian, your eyes light up. You could not sound more excited to tell me about an Asian market. Yeah, but those parts of being Asian feel weird without my mom in my life. I can't tell if I'm a fraud who is performing Asianness. I bet you there's a ton of people who have fine relationships with their parents, but they don't describe their childhood the way you do. I just don't know if the Asian community accepts me. It doesn't help that my family is the black sheep of the Asian community. They should understand that it's not your fault. You know how you see your parents. This is one way. Whoops. Your mom is human, but your realization is more sad than humbling. I don't think my mom is this evil person. I think she's someone who just can't control her temper to the point where I can't have a relationship with her. You can't control who your parents are. Some people let their bad luck define them. My mom hasn't contacted me since our big fight. I'm never gonna pretend like I know what you've been through, but you've had a rough couple of years. The fact that you still have the capacity to empathize with people, to give people your all, is a testament that you're a good person. I was at my friend's house for her birthday. While we were gone, her parents decorated the entire house and cooked us food. We got back and everyone had dinner with them. My friend deserves all of these things, but the whole situation feels more like a fantasy than what normal parents are like to me. Her mom asked about my parents, and it's like, what am I supposed to say? I don't speak to my parents. Actually, they're still alive? You could put it at, we live separate lives now. Yeah, but then I'm the one bringing down the mood. I'm the one ruining the group dynamic because I have issues. It's not your fault, though. I want to go where no one knows my name, where I don't have to think about the person I'm supposed to be. It doesn't matter how much you run, they'll catch up to you eventually. Oh, are we done? So cute. Hey, Jun. Yeah. I really hope you know how amazing, resilient, and special you are. No matter what my current situation is, I hope you know you can always talk to me. I'll always be there for you. Miles shifts his body to lean towards mine. Our faces so close I can hear his breath. You're my person. I used to dream about what being in a relationship was like. I had all these fantasies about guys throwing rocks at my window and making me playlists to fall asleep to. But what has happened between us is even greater than anything I could have imagined. No matter what's happened in my life, having you here has made it all worth it. Really? You're the brightest person in any room. Remember that one time you walked me home after the Father John Misty concert? Yeah, you told me you wish your past self could see you now. I remember. I wish my past self could see me now. Stars shoots across the sky. Did you see that? I've never seen a shooting star before. And you should make a wish. I did. What did you wish for? I don't think I'm supposed to tell you. I don't like this rule about wishes. You'll know what it is soon enough. Really? Let me tell you this. What I wished for just came true. Just now, I wished that I would fall in love this summer, and I did. I love you. I love you too. Not just that, I love how unapologetically yourself, no matter what. I love how you dance when no music is playing. I love how you get excited over the smallest things, like seeing your favorite food at the grocery store. I love that you have the worst luck when it comes to dating, but you still took a chance on me. I love the way you say yes to all my weird ideas. I love that you get more beautiful and determined each day I know you. I love that I get to witness your growth. Please tell me you rehearsed this because that was too smooth otherwise. I did give myself a pretty good pep talk in the mirror before tonight. Thanks for playing. Oh. Okay. Kind of cheesy, but really, really cute. Man, I don't think that's how... I mean, maybe it depends on how people have deep conversations, but that was a lot of stuff all super quickly, and I'm not saying that it was like an unrealistic conversation or anything like that, because I've had conversations like that with people. It was good. Talks about some pretty heavy stuff, you know? Like, it's never easy being in a place where you can't talk to a parent. I used to not talk to my mom, but it worked out. Like, you know, reconciliation is possible no matter like what you've gone through and stuff like that. I do really think that if both sides are willing, that reconciliation can happen. And maybe for June and her mom, it's gonna take a while, or one party's unwilling to talk to the other, but there can be steps made, you know? And I don't know, all those things about like Asian culture and how it's hard for parents to show like love in verbal sense. Like I see that with like the kids that I work with here, you know? I don't think it's like a stereotype. I think that it's a culture thing. And not invalidating anybody's culture and stuff like that, but there are things that, you know, we carry with us. I carry things from being an American, and if you're from another country, you carry things from being in that culture. That's how cultures work, you know? And we have to graduate past that, elevate past that, to know that your culture is not what defines you, you know? This is good. Loved the art. Loved the story. I loved that it wasn't just reading, that you could like do the little connect the dots thing, even though it was mostly reading. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you're not aware of the situation that's happening right now in the States, I highly encourage you to take a look, research into it, look into it, because what's happening is unacceptable. And this might not have been like a big contribution to it at all, but I hope that it gives you a little more awareness of what people's pasts are like beyond what you can see. Definitely, yeah. If you see an Asian American, like, get to know them. I mean, don't be weird, don't be an awkward stranger, but like, you never know what somebody else is going through. Mental health wise, culturally, in their family, in their work, in their school. Just be a good person. It's not hard. So, thank you guys for watching. I'll leave a link to Stop Asian American Pacific Islander Hate.org in the biography, that's not right, description. So go ahead, take a look at that. And I hope that this has blessed you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.